Taps are running dry in Mnyamaneni village in the Eastern Cape. According to a report by Groundup, very little water has come out of the taps in the area despite 6 million rand being spent on a water project. For more on this, we speak to Groundup journalist Nombulelo Damba-Hendrik. Thank you very much for availing yourself, Nombulelo. You worked quite intimately on this story. So why is it that residents still do not have water in spite of so much money being invested in this project?
Good day to you and good day to your viewers as well. As you just mentioned that an amount of 6 million has been spent on this project in 2020. But it's hard for me to say why the taps are still dry. However, according to the municipality, they are blaming that the operation, saying that they do not have a diesel. What is happening is that in most of the project in the Eastern Cape, most of the time they're not using electricity, so they rely on a generator. I don't know why they don't change them into electricity. It's always a hearsay or something. Maybe it's because the municipality did not allow us to do that, or it's a process, or it will need a lot of money or a lot of time. So when we're speaking about this Mnyamaneni village, it's so sad because there you find people having to rely on dirty water from those small dams. And when you ask the municipality, it's hard to get the exact answer or when are they planning to fix it. And it's a sad thing because, yeah, for you, it's shocking to see a 6 million rand being spent on one project and still find that the taps are still dry. But for someone like me who lives in the Eastern Cape, who sees this every day, this one, I would say the 6 million is less than the other projects where you can find that 254 million. I'm sure if you read the Groundup story, there's a link at the bottom that takes that will take you to other projects in the same town, just different wards, whereby you find that 254 million has been pumped in two projects, but taps are still dry. So it's something that is happening in a lot of villages in the Eastern Cape. But unfortunately for me, I cannot say exactly what's the problem. I can only say what the municipality says.
Sure. In Mnyamaneni in particular, I mean, in 2020 it received 1.5 million rand from a COVID intervention, and that additional 4.3 million rand from water services infrastructure in terms of the grant. I mean, when you speak to the people on the ground, especially when it comes to the impact on their everyday life, what did they tell you?
The problem with Mnyamaneni village, I'm sure we mentioned in this article that the deputy mayor from Adfriend District Municipality, Ms. Nomase is from the village. And this is the exact municipality that is supposed to bring clean water to the village. So now when you speak to people, you find that most of them are scared to speak with the media because they have this trust, this person that they trust in their village. And at some point you see that they try by all means not to speak bad about the project. So in this case, the project was handed over to people. So the community was called and then they were told that here is the project, now you can start using it. And then the contractor did the testing, but the water didn't come out of the taps. So now, for instance, we spoke to an old lady there who was just telling me that you can see from where she was, she lives on top of the mountain, like it's the hill part of the site, and she has to walk down approximately around 3 kilometers to the river. And she will just tell you that I can't go there. If I go there, then I have to use a 5-liter bucket. Meaning now, to get a 5-liter bucket, and if you need water, like let's say 20 liters, then you have to go there 4 times. So it's really a struggle for them, especially because the village, most of the people that are living there, it's old age people and children. And you find that most of the time they will tell you that most the children, before they go to school, they have to go fetch water. So for them to have that project, it was going to be such a relief to them to having to go in the morning, because we also mentioned on that article that most of the time some of them will say that they have to wake up very early before the animals go out, because they are drinking the same water that is also used by animals.
This issue of diesel, when you spoke to the municipality, what seems to be the issue?
It's hard to really say what is the issue, because they will just tell you that the problem is it's with the supply of the diesel. And municipality is supposed to have someone who supplies that diesel, is the one that's supposed to pay for the diesel. So now they're not saying that they don't have money. It's like they don't want to own it and say, yes, we failed, or we don't have a budget for a diesel. This is the solution that we are going to come up with now. But you can hear from in between the lines, like, no, they don't have money for this diesel now. And so, but I cannot say that they took an ownership and say, yeah, we don't have money for the diesel. They just say the problem is with the operation and also the supply of a diesel. Wherever it's still them who has to buy the diesel, it's still them who has to have a budget for the diesel.
As you mentioned, this is not an isolated incident or an isolated issue. Living in the Eastern Cape, this is something that you go through quite a lot. Is this it, though? I mean, you go to the relevant authorities, you get in touch and go answers. What then does this mean? We're also heading into an election year. Are people expressing some sort of discomfort and just general agitation towards not having a basic human right?
Not in this village. Funny enough, as I said that, the people in this specific village, I think they still have hope. I think with them, the fact that they have someone who works at the district office, at the district municipality, they still hope that maybe that person will be their voice at some day and fix the problem. So for them, it's a matter of living in hope that maybe one day things will change. It's only when it comes to young people, then you can find few saying that, no, we are not voting, or some saying, yeah, maybe it's time to change the party. But that's the sad part. When it comes to people living, to old age people living in the rural areas, they will tell you that, no, we're only doing this for Mandela. So whether that we have water or we don't have water, but it's long that we are doing it for Mandela. So they still have that hope. But when it comes to changing votes or not to vote, it's not something that you can get out of them, because they know that the votes is their voice. At the end of the day, they're just hoping that at least this one person who's from the village one day will be able to assist them.
Nombulelo, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Nombulelo Damba-Hendrik is a journalist with Groundup, and she's based in the Eastern Cape.